Hello everybody, and welcome back to Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Fable, and today I'll be playing Antler. And with me today is the wonderful, the mystical, the amazing.
Hi, my name is Magic. Today I'm playing a Ratman simply known as Duster. I'm very unused to not introducing him as the Antlered King. That took me off guard. Anyway,
Well, because he's not
hi, yeah,
really, he's not really he hasn't really been the antlered king as of late.
that's very true. That is very true.
At the moment, he has just been Antler, the mayor of Little Corner. Well, not even really doing mayor stuff at the moment because he's been on a forced vacation. But
Uh,
tell me, what has Duster been doing over the past week or so, since the events of the Mind Flayer incident?
uh, well, uh, he's he's mostly been God, the words. He's mostly been trying to distract himself basically from thinking about it too hard because that was sure a time uh I say looking directly at the games that was a time
Yeah. Well,
he
well, I could definitely say I've no doubt that Duster was kept busy both by the Tiny's community in Love's Cave and by Love the Dragon himself.
yeah
Would have absolutely kept Duster busy.
yeah
But I think
but
no, no, you go.
uh yeah it's mostly that I think he has been like not out and about in the ruins, but like sort of the area surrounding it, just to make sure, you know, nothing else is happening.
Okay. Would you say he's in the forest area, uh, below on the ground level, or the forest area that's above on top of the cliff that Ruindel is built into?
Um, I'm gonna say he's on the ground level just for ease of access, because this is an FPS.
Yeah, yeah. This is it's the it's very much on the cusp of changing seasons. There's still plenty of warm days, and there's definitely been talk of that beach day happening at some point before cold weather comes in. Uh,
Beach day,
beach day, beach episode. It will
beach
happen.
episode.
It will happen. Uh, but for now, this seems to be one of the days that is definitely hinting at the oncoming colder seasons of autumn and possibly winter. But it's just it's a cloudy, overcast day with a bit of rainfall. Uh, does Duster like rain at all?
I think.
It's a
Hmm.
lot bigger
Hmm.
since he's smaller.
It's it really depends. Like some days, like rain, you walk outside and it's just like, oh, rain, cool, get a break from the heat. Sort of like cool off. Annoying that your clothes get wet, but it's sort of like that relaxing time. Other times it's either like downpouring and everything's kind of flooding, or it's just like a real inopportune time for rain.
Mm.
And then there are like the cold rains, and then it's like it's very hard to keep warm. Mixed feelings on rain.
All right. I'd say at least for today, this kind of rain is the kind that's followed after a pretty warm summer day, and so this is kind of like that cool off sort of rain.
Yeah, the good sort of rain.
Yeah, yeah, it's pleasant. It's pleasant. If you're a person who likes rain, you enjoy this kind. You enjoy this sort. And and Duster, you probably are actually roll perception.
Perception.
Yeah. Let's start this off with a perception, because this is D&D, technically.
D&D.
That's a 6.
That's a nat one.
Oh, it's a nat one.
This might as well I'm just gonna go lay down on the floor now. This might as well happen. But,
Oh man.
uh,
Magic, explain to me what Duster is doing that he does not notice the towering red figure of Antler approaching him.
oh, God. Oh,
Antler does
man.
not blend in with the forest background. I cannot. I feel I need to preface this for people at home.
God. God. Okay. I'm going to say currently, right now, Duster is sort of there's a river and like there's a river. We've established this.
Yeah.
Duster's sort of like downriver from the bridge. Um and he right now is just like wordlessly staring into the water, like just it's slightly over flooded. Not too much because his brain isn't like really heavy, but he's just kind of like staring into the river as like everything, like like leaves, twigs, maybe annoyingly enough, bit of like a bottle.
Mm.
It's hold on.
Hmm? Hmm? What? Hello? Magic?
Sorry, my dog is joining us.
Aw, hello puppy.
Uh, but yeah, he's just kind of staring at his reflection in the water and like everything that goes by.
I think, I imagine you're a bit lost in thought until, and maybe that's a nat one. I feel like it takes a few seconds before you actually notice the reflection of Antler looming over you and looking down at you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. 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 This is fine. This is fine.
I'm sorry.
This is fine.
I'm sorry. It's a terrible habit. It's a terrible habit of his to just pop up behind people. I'm sorry.
No high rolls today. That's a 10.
Oh
Um, God, Duster, like, as he finally takes notice, like, he looks startled for a moment before, like, his ears kind of twitch in a downward direction and he turns around and, God, you're tall. You're very tall, Antler.
no. Yeah. Oh. Uh, an Antler kind of realizing that that he has basically just snuck up behind Duster, uh, the one person in the party who we probably shouldn't sneak up on. Is he just goes ah and his own ears actually tilt down a little bit. Apologies.
It's, fine. You just, yeah. Uh, hi.
Hi, hi. What? If I may ask, what are you doing out here?
Just, just being out.
Hmm, in the rain.
It's not that bad. Duster says as he does like a little flick of like the head. He's a little bit drenched. Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
This rat has been submerged in water before. You've seen this rat submerged in water before.
He has.
He's fine.
Antler has. No, I suppose it could be worse. This is. Hmm.
Uh, if I could ask, what are you doing out here?
I was a little bird was kind enough to point me in your direction. And as he says that, Duster, you actually see a little blue, like if on cue, a little toonish bluebird actually flies into view, just fluttering by Antler's ear for a second, and tweeting something at Antler, and Antler just goes, "Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, thank you again." And the little bird just gives a tweet tweet before flying off. For people at home, Antler is a Frankenalley tune, and they have a speak with animals feed that I have not used, and I've been meaning to use it for something.
Disney Princess Antler real? Disney Princess Antler real?
I won't say.
uh, uh, Duster looks a vague mix of confused. Just okay. Yep, that sure can happen. Right, tunes. They're tunes.
Yep, yep.
Never that like still that's never happened before. Oh boy. Yeah.
Anyways, it has been it's been over a week now well, since we had the rather unwelcomed visitor. I thought it best to check up on you and see how you are doing.
Uh, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh Duster. Uh, emotions.
Hmm. Should I roll
Uh,
insight?
do you want to?
I do. Though judging by your rolls, it may not be good. Oh no, never mind. That's a 22.
Duster's not having a good day. Anyway, uh, 22. Uh, you, Duster hasn't been present in the ruins for a lot of this week. It's, he got Duster, buddy, even, like, of course he looks a little, like, ragged. He's been outside in the rain for probably a few hours now. But God, that's a 22. He also
Mm-hmm.
just kind of looks tired and also unsurprisingly anxious.
Yeah. I think upon noting that, uh, even if Duster doesn't fully answer right away, Antler will move up to the side of the river, and just sit down beside Duster.
Duster looks a little bit startled because, again, it's raining and the ground is definitely wet.
You will notice that Antler did cast prestidigitation on the ground to dry it off before he sat down.
Oh boy. That's man. Oh boy.
He's not a
Okay.
heathen. He's not gonna sit down on sopping wet grass and mud.
Uh, Duster just kind of looks at you, Antler.
Uh,
Uh,
he looks back. You want to roll insight?
roll insight. Yep. 10.
10.
No good rolls today.
Oh man.
No
I
good
mean,
rolls today.
ten's not bad. Ten's not bad. I don't think you'll get to I mean, he looks back at you, and you know he's not upset or anything. So you can you're not sure what expression it is he's giving you, because for the most part he is just very Still very much a poker-faced fella, but
Mm.
but
As
not mad. If that
mm.
eases your concern to any degree, he's not. He does not seem upset with you in any way.
Uh, Duster just kind of looks a moment more and then just, did did you need something? Or uh,
I feel I should be asking you that.
what?
You are more than welcome to say you do not wish to speak of this, but I'm gonna roll hammer space real quick. That's a one. Antler reaches behind him and he pulls out what looks to be a bright red crystal. He blinks in that and goes, "Oh wait, nope, hold on." 6, good. He then pulls out the little black book. He pulls out the little black book and flips through the pages. This was, if you did not know already, this was recording my dreams and the mindscape while I was under. And also, since your minds were connected to my own, it's also recorded yours. And he stops at a page and turns it over and just shows the just shows the starting point of you, Duster, and the rest of the crew in your mindscape. The starting point. He's not gonna flip the pages to what else happened in there. I don't think he needs to.
Do you want to roll another insight?
Yeah. 22, 22 again.
Nope. Another 22.
Antler's been doing really good on insights lately.
Oh boy. Uh, Duster kind of flinches at it and looks away.
Yeah. Antler Antler closes the book and puts it back. You do not have to. You do not have to speak of it if you do not wish to, but I do feel the need to check on you at the very least.
Oh, my boy. Okay. I, um, uh, it's, it's, um, I, Duster kind of reaches up and puts his head in his hands. I didn't, I don't, I don't know what went wrong. I'm sorry.
Wait, why are you sorry?
I, I, it, what? Duster looks at you kind of confused. What? Ev-
Dust,
Apparently you saw what happened.
Duster, if anyone should be apologizing for anything that happened there, it would have to be me. Possibly the doctor as well, but no, mostly myself. You would not have been in that situation were you not coming to my aid.
It, I, I don't, boy, Okay, Duster, please, buddy, can you have words? Dust- Duster doesn't. Duster doesn't know how to like formulate this properly. Oh boy.
Is there anything I get with the insights I've rolled?
Uh, yeah, 22. Duster's just kind of confused at your wording. It's no, it's I don't. Every everyone could have gotten very hurt in there, and I'm. It's I don't. I've like up to that point, like Umi's Umi's blanks, Zans, even rubies. It's at least they were proper size. They didn't. It Duster is like Duster isn't looking at you anymore, Antler. It's everyone could have gotten really hurt in there, and I don't.
Everyone, including you.
Yeah, and I couldn't protect them. I I've completely failed on that regard. Uh,
Failed.
I I don't.
Duster, have you ever been in the mindscape before?
No, but I didn't do anything. I,
Duster, no one would. Not even I would expect you to be able to handle everything that was. This is coming out wrong. I would not hold it against you for not being able to do everything you could, given the situation, given the mindscape on its own is already a very, very difficult place to traverse. The fact that you managed to traverse not only your own mindscape, but the mindscape of others and my own, and managed to come out of it relatively unscathed is a feat I don't think you understand. Just the true significance of that, Duster, is borderline miracle. You say you could not protect them. That is. We can barely protect ourselves from our worst aspects. It would
that was
be it would be cruel to expect that we can protect others from it as well. And he looks at you, Duster. I don't know if you look at him or not, but there's a very open expression there of he knows what he's talking about.
uh boy. Oh jeez.
I do not
It's
know if this brings comfort to you or not. It likely doesn't, but if there is something I could do to help you, then I would.
it's You don't have to deal with my problems.
No, I don't. But I would like to. And, and Duster, oh my god, there is a very loud plane going over my head. Go the fuck away, dude. We're having a frickin' moment. God.
Ye old plane.
Ah, man. Duster, very, very slowly, Antler will, very slowly place his hand, uh, his open hand in front of you, sort of as a silent offer. I'm closing my window. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm back.
Uh. Duster. Duster looks at your hand for a moment and just glances up at Antler, uh, and steps on.
And Antler will just, again, very slowly just lift, Duster up, and, the other hand, just again, he is being very intentional with his movements, so that you can see what he is doing, and so he doesn't surprise you at all. And Duster, you suddenly feel your clothes and your fur dry, as Antler has just cast prestidigitation to help with some of the dampness. Doesn't obviously doesn't stop the rain that's still falling on you both, but at least warms you up a little bit before he holds you up to his shoulder and to his fur collar.
Uh, Duster's going to step on. He does give, like, when you cast prestidigitation, he does give a small, like, little shake.
Yeah,
To Doesn't fling any droplets anywhere, but
yeah,
just one of those instinctual things after being dried off.
yeah.
And he just kind of sits down in the fur of the collar.
Yeah, it's a little damp on the outside part of it, but it's a pretty thick bit of fur, so the underneath is still dry and warm. But as you sit down, Antler will slowly stand up and just start to walk.
Uh, Duster's going to let them walk in silence for probably a few moments.
As will Antler.
Uh, Before just going, um, where are we headed to?
Mm. You were talking about protecting everyone. A thought occurred to me, and I think I would like to give you something that might help you in the future. If
Uh,
if protecting others is as much a concern to you as you have implied, then I think you will find use of what I have to give.
uh, I think Duster is sitting close enough to Antler that you Antler, you can't really see Duster because he is sitting like right on your shoulder. Uh, but you can feel like the ear twitch, like just against like the side of your head.
Mm. I
Uh,
can kind of imagine as they've been walking, one of Antler's ears, which is much bigger, has probably uh not maybe just put itself to be over Duster's head.
a very strange umbrella.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Antler's not gonna mention it.
Duster's not going to mention it.
Neither of them are going to mention it as Antler starts walking back towards Ruindal. And as they walk as Antler walks through the door, actually no, beforehand actually, you see him actually pause once you're within view of the castle. Antler pauses to look at it. And
Uh,
does and Duster maybe cuz it's been a year now since the events of Travel in Tombs. The first time you came to this ruin, which is not so much a ruin anymore. It's very much a full working castle.
oh boy. God, this is. Mm,
Hmm.
this is me magic trying to formulate words. Don't mind me.
Ah.
You know, I I think this is the longest I've stayed in one place for a very long time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you have you at least enjoyed your stay here?
Yeah. I I think I have.
Antler?
And
No, go ahead.
I will say, Antler, you probably remember from maybe the book. Maybe you could hear them at the time. But he did say, Duster did say this is the closest place he had to home in a long time, to the
Mm-hmm.
Mind Flare.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
guys were still in the Mindscape.
Antler is in fact thinking about that because he had heard it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Think he will continue walking into Ruindal, down the hallways. You could probably hear whatever madness echoing down the hallway towards Doc's lab. Probably hear from somewhere. Ruby and Umi and Oliver. Up to who knows what. Quite frankly, uh, it's whatever madness. But there's also the sounds of the two visitors, Blink and Zan. Maybe talking to each other in the library up above. But the place that Antler takes Duster is into his study, where Duster, you see the big black iron cauldron sitting in its little fire pit in the far corner.
Aw.
Which I'm trying to think. Outside of the mindscape, has Duster seen the cauldron move yet?
No,
Cool.
he hasn't.
Cool. You know
Because
what?
because Duster doesn't enter rooms. Duster of like the one time during Little Corner,
Mm-hmm.
like Duster doesn't enter this room
Oh
on
my,
a basis at all.
oh my god. Oh yeah, that's right. Um,
Because Henley told him he can't come in.
oh, that's true. That's true. Well, Antler will walk in with you, Duster, and the moment you do, you actually see the cauldron in the corner start to wiggle a little bit, and Antler just goes, "Yes, yes, hello, I'm back. Yes, I have a little visitor with me. Oh wait, you haven't been. Oh, right.
That Duster is like kind of like leaning uh partially on the shoulder to like look at it better.
Yeah,
Look
you
at the cauldron.
cauldron just wiggle like doesn't move out of its little fire pit, but it does just wiggle. It starts to like wiggle more and more like an excited dog the closer Antler walks towards it, and Antler's just like, yes, yes, Duster, cauldron, cauldron, Duster.
It actually moves?
Yes, this is or was my patron when I was still dead.
Oh. Um Duster, who knows nothing about magic. Um Hi. Just waves at the cauldron.
One of its handles, screech, uh, raises upward and just goes screech, 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 screech. Does that very sound of metal on metal, as it waves its handle. All right, yes, yes, yes. You know what I. You already know what I'm going to ask you for, so just. Actually. And Antler will actually look at you, Duster. May I
Uh
see your. May I see your swords?
Hold on. And roll them to get them out of hammer space. God!
It's a fumble. What does Duster pull out?
Okay! I'm very glad I pulled up my fumble chart. One. Uh he pulls out nothing, but his hands are now completely covered in that shadow. And you hear oh god damn it, from Duster.
Antler just
And
blinks.
that's a four! Alright. Three. Duster pulls out a set of pins, like sewing pins. Nope, that's not it either. Uh, they're the pins are covered in a very light amount of dust. All right, 10. He actually pulls out his swords
and
and hands them to you.
and Antler will look them over and actually his ears flick a little bit. He just wait. Where did you get these?
Uh, uh,
The cauldron, the black vessel wiggles a little bit, and Antler then looks down at it and just goes, ah, seems you were one step ahead of me. Hmm. Well, no matter. I think these are. Hmm. Think these are long overdue for an upgrade. I think. Clang, 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 clang.
God.
And
Uh,
oh no, go ahead.
an upgrade?
Hmm. And I think I know. And I think I know just the thing. I imagine you would still like to be able to use the function of these, though.
Yeah, that would be preferable.
Hmm. Perhaps then. I think he's going to. What he's going to do is. He's going to put them both together as as scissors, since they are scissor blades. Then he's going to go over to his potions table and actually pull open one of the drawers, get a spool of wire, and basically use it to tie together the handles of the scissor blades before going back to the cauldron, and then he'll put a hand over it, and you see his eyes flash blue for a moment, but then they slowly start to swirl into a familiar bright neon green. And as they do, the cauldron itself, the inside of it starts to glow as well with the same green glow, uh, until magic starts to pour out in a bright light, a green light, until it starts to turn golden, and a bright sword of light starts to emerge out from it. And
Duster has no idea what is happening. He just kind of looks baffled. Don't mind him.
yeah, this is fine. Uh, and uh, and you see Antler. Uh, he takes your scissor blades, and with the wire, will the sword is still suspended above the lip of the cauldron, and Antler will, with the wire, wrap the scissor blades around, at the hilt of this sword of light, and then still holding a portion of the wire, and with start to lead it back into the cauldron, which is now filled with a sort of a bubbling liquid, uh, that bubbles and froths and swirls around both blades as you watch them be submerged. And you see the green and the gold swirl together as the magic sort of intertwine, and slowly the sword of light starts to dissipate and break apart underneath, and parts and the magical energy of it all becoming imbued into the scissor blades. And eventually, you realize it's done once the liquid has gone still, and Antler raises the scissor blades out of the water, uh, gives them a few taps against the lid just to get a few droplets off. Looks them over a bit. We should do. He'll go back to the table, grab an actual cloth to properly dry them off and take the wire off. And then he will hold them back to you, Duster. Here now, give those a try.
Is Duster still sitting on Antler's shoulder?
Antler hasn't taken him off, so
Um,
has Duster
should
decided?
I should I really be standing up here when I do that?
Preferably not. I'd like to keep my hair. And he will actually hold up another hand for Duster to stand to take a step on.
Yeah, Duster steps on.
Yeah, and and Antler will then put Duster down on the table.
Yeah, and Duster will take back his swords.
So they, for the most part, still. I like to think that they still, for the most part, look the same. But when you touch them, Duster, there is a warmth. There's an underlying warmth beneath the handles that was not there before.
Oh boy. Uh, Duster is going to like kind of look it over. Like look at the crystals on them. Look at the blades. There's and then he's gonna kind of like hold out his sword and attempt to activate it.
Mm-hmm. Uh, what happens next is that the ruins that are along the green ruins that are along the blade suddenly change in color. They change from green to a golden yellowish color as suddenly the pitch black blades suddenly uh, start to emit light. Just whoosh, and suddenly you now have two blades of light.
Dusty's just kind of like looking at them. Oh boy, he doesn't have visible eyes, but they'd probably be sparkling.
Power of this sword was used by many kings in the past. I think I think it would be in I think its power being in much smaller hands would be much better.
Uh, I am. Thank you.
Hmm.
Uh, God, Duster's still kind of like holding them up. 'Cause man.
Yeah, so these while still with the still have the two charges of invisibility to each blade, they now have the stats of a sunblade,
Nice.
because that's those were the stats I was using for the sword of light before, was the sunblade. So
Wait, really?
yep, that's that's why when you said you were gonna use you were gonna use your cred to get a sunblade, I was just like, oh, I know an awesome thing we could do in game to make this happen.
I can't believe this.
But yeah, Duster, you now have the power of the sword of light. How are you feeling?
God. I shake this bottle of emotions. Uh, I think Dusty's just kind of like in that sort of, oh, this, this, oh boy. Because this is like I think this is the first like direct gift that Antler has actually given him.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And not only is it a gift, but it is something that even if you don't understand all the magical jargon that just happened, I'm gonna give it to you. What just happened, what he just gave you, is something that is unspeakably old and very much close to Antler's own history, that he has given this to you.
I thank you. Um, it, I'm not sure what else to say. I'm just Duster is still kind of staring at the sword. God, they're very bright.
Yeah, I think after a little bit, maybe after the initial like wow, Wow, ooh, wow. Okay, this is getting a little bright, and maybe the swords reacting to you because even though they have just been imbued with this new kind of magic, the swords themselves are still familiar to you, and so
Yeah,
they are able to dim down to dim back to their to the lights go off basically.
yeah.
Uh, and as for Antler, he doesn't seem to be saying anything for a second until the black vessel kind of leans over a bit and nudges him, and he goes, "What? Oh, uh, I hmm, trust is not a thing that I give freely, but I do feel that I can trust you with this." He gestures at the blades.
I I'll use them well.
Of that I have no doubt.
And Duster puts like stacks the blades basically on top of each other like they would be if they were scissors and
Mm,
kind of tucks them back into hammer space. I should probably get like a sheath for them now.
you can. Have to be a very small sheath. Do you have people in your community that make those sorts of things?
Um, yeah, but I was just thinking more of maybe just some cloth.
Hmm.
They, I think they're rather more important, and I'd rather not get more dust on them. Uh,
Hmm. No, I suppose you are right. Hmm. I still caring is a very new thing for me that I am still coming to terms with, but I feel I must ask. For at the very least, I owe you enough to ask, are you going to be alright after what happened?
I Duster kind of his ear does like a small his ears do that small downward twitch again. Uh, but they like level out to a more neutral position. He does kind of like hand on one of his arms. Uh, I yeah, it it'll just I'll be fine.
Hmm. Well, in that case, do you care for a walk? And he will hold out a hand to you, Duster.
Uh, yeah, a walk. Well, I suppose I wouldn't be doing much walking. Duster says as he steps on the hand.
Hmm. No, no, I suppose not. I should be charging you for this. He says as he places Duster on his shoulder. There's a bit of a wry grin there.
I think you're a little bit out of luck. I don't have any money.
And that I have offered to pay you.
I I I still don't know what to do with it.
Remind me one of these days to teach you the importance of money. Antler's actually just chuckling as he's walking back out of the room.
I mean, I could probably just give it to Love if you really want me to.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt your dragon would enjoy a few coins to collect, but I do think it'd be wise for you to at least keep some coins on your person.
What am I supposed to do with oversized dinner plates?
You pay for things, Duster.
From who?
It, don't you have a merchant that sells tinies items?
They're not in town. There's a reason they're a merchant. They travel a lot.
How on earth does your tiny community economy work? I am now very curious.
uh, it's complicated.
I've, I have no doubt. Well, you can tell me more about it as we walk. And I'm trying to think.
Man,
Hmm?
man, if this might be a nice place to end it, but I do know that there's like one more thing we kind of wanted to go over. Cause, oh boy,
Oh, what was the thing?
hold on. Hold on. Uh, I'm very good at remembering where everything is. Don't worry about it.
well,
I
I
am.
well, while you do that, I imagine that I imagine they at least are able to have a pleasant walk through the castle, and maybe a bit more outside when it's still just very lightly raining, but you still start to see bits of sunlight peek through the clouds.
And I think during this entire conversation, Duster was trying to explain how economy works, even though he only like half gets it.
I think
Because
that
again, he was alone for a very long time.
I think yeah, and I think a few of those points like Antler will interject to at least say how the Big's economy works.
Yeah,
Just as like I don't know if that's how yours works, but this is how it works here at least, so you can have some
yeah.
understanding of economy.
Oh boy, yeah. But uh, basically, it differs from place to place, but most of it's kind of kind of barter. Uh, there's obviously like certain things that are worth more, like like food and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
it's it's a lot of like traded materials, basically.
okay, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense to Antler well enough. But I think as sun starts to streak through the clouds, I think Antler has walked up to the top side of the cliff this time,
Yeah,
and is just looking out, uh, looking up at the sky and up at the clouds, uh, not seeming to mind getting rained on again. It's a light rain this time, so it's not very. They're not getting super wet.
yeah.
And I think it's one of those where they're both just sharing just a peaceful moment of quiet before Antler just how how do you live with it?
You feel that like you feel his ear kind of twitch again. Uh, live live with With what?
Caring for people. How do you manage it?
I. You.
You were talking about not being able to protect them in there. And quite frankly, neither was I. I cannot recall a time of ever. I cannot recall a time before of ever. I've only ever cared about being useful to myself. But being
I. Sup-
encased in that ice while you were making deals with a mind flayer and not being able to do anything, it left a sour taste in my mouth that I am not sure how one lives with.
You. You don't, really. You. You manage. You. You care about. When you care about other people, you. You don't. Oh, words. You. They're. You let them be their own person, but you. You help them and you protect them in any way you can, and. You can't always be there for them. But when you are, you have. At times, you have to make sure they can manage themselves.
Hmm. As you've been talking, Duster, Antler has turned his gaze to you.
Uh, Duster just kind of, like, Duster just kind of looks back. It's. There's. There's only so much you can do, and you gotta make sure you're there for them when you can be, and that they'll be fine without you.
Hmm. He looks away and nods, seeming to be thinking about it. One more question.
Yeah?
You truly meant it when you said you saw this place as home.
I did.
Hmm. Very well then. Hmm. I suppose then, if this is to be your home, and it is to be your dragon's home as well. It would be unfair to keep the ban I have instated on your dragon. So I suppose if they wish, they may come into the castle if they wish, provided that they are supervised and do not cause a mess. I do not want a repeat of the throne being melted.
I there there won't be.
And Antler actually just gives you a look, Duster. The look of I it's that look of I have dealt enough times with Ruby to know that there's no way you can promise me that. That's the look. That's the look he's given.
I Duster gives a look. Like, yeah, it's probably foolish to promise this, but God, he's going to try his best. Well, at least I won't try sneaking in again if that's the case.
If you call that sneaking.
I mean, there's only so much stealth they can be had when you're a dragon.
No, and no, that is true. Oh, what a mad place this has become. Not a mad place. Oh, what's the... There's a more recent term for it. Clown car? I actually do not know what that is. I've only heard the expression. Do you know what it means?
Hold on.
Are you rolling? Are you rolling to see if he knows what it means?
Yes!
Oh my god.
13.
Probably, yeah.
I'd imagine it's a car full of clowns?
Maybe
You
not.
know, like a car.
Antler just blinks. Duster, I'm over 200 years old. Do I look like I know what that is?
Duster kind of Duster like man. Duster like looks at you again for a moment. You don't know what a car is?
I've yet to see one, so no, I don't know what it is.
Duster like holds up like one of the holds up a finger to begin to explain before putting a hand over his mouth. Like, how do you it's like a carriage but without the horse, but it still moves.
By magical means, or
Um, it can be magical, but also oh, well, it's also like vague hand gesture. It's not. It's also partially by science.
ah.
Like, if
So perhaps I should ask the doctor then.
it involves, well, how it's most are powered by like an engine, and that's a, a lot
A
of
what?
explosives at one. An engine. It's this like this box looking thing that makes explosions Duster.
I feel like this should end with Duster trying to explain car mechanics to Antler.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we just slowly pan out to the cloud coverage with the sun streaks coming in as Duster is like explaining a few things. Then Antler asks a question because he's an old man who doesn't know all of technology just yet.
yeah, yeah,
I think that's a good place. I think that's actually a very fun place to end it.
yeah. All right.
God, and yeah,
Uh,
that was sun streaks on a rainy day. How was that? That actually went pretty well.
yeah.
All things considered.
thank, thank you for dragging me into this. Man,
Thank you for playing it with me. I want to spend more time with this rat. This rat's a good rat.
I'm sorry.
This rat deserves good things, Magic.
I know,
I wanted to give him good things.
I know. But yeah,
I
like
also want him to develop a better relationship with his boss? Question mark.
his boss question mark.
I don't know. So vague. So vague. I don't even. Is he a boss anymore? I don't even know. But anyways, thank you all for listening to this 12 FPS, and we hope to see you next time.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.